with baby kiwi. So the eggs are collected over in Te Mata in the Coromandel. They are then sent to either the National Kiwi Hatchery in Rotorua, the Crombie Lockwood Borough in Taupo, or to Auckland Zoo, where they are incubated and they hatch at around about 90 days. And then they spend that time for about 23 days in their little enclosures, learning to feed themselves. Although they are born miniature humans, they can forage for themselves from the day they hatch. But just getting their weight up and getting enough body mass so that when they are released onto sanctuary sites like us, that they've got enough food storage on board already for a couple of days while they find their feet around the island here in particular. So we get those baby birds at 23 days old, little fluffy chicks, brought here to the island, and they are released into the wild. We have little burrows that we put them in, but they only use them for about 2 or 3 nights at a time for the most. And then they let themselves out and they go and find their forever homes. Their forever home here is only 2 years, or until they reach 1,200 grams. That is when they are called stoat proof. And what that means is that they can fend off a stoat in the wild when they are taken back to their forever home. Also, it gives them enough body mass to be able to try and fight for their life as well. And then here again, we're going to link in dogs. Kiwi don't have breastbones, so even an inquisitive nip from a chihuahua would go straight into a aorta valve or into an esophagus. That would kill a kiwi instantly. So it's been a huge push on education for kiwi. Because they are so stinky, it is like smelling a fine wine to us, or McDonald's for the kids. Once a dog gets that smell, it is going to chase it. It's its natural instinct. So keeping that sanctuary site under control and making sure people don't bring dogs ashore to us or to sanctuary sites around New Zealand where kiwi are, to keep them safe, is a huge deal, and why everyone is so hot on it. Without that help and without the work that's been done over the last 2 years under Operation Nest Egg, we wouldn't be where we are today. About 3 weeks ago, Doc actually released a statement about New Zealand North Island kiwi. I don't know if anyone read that, but kiwi have gone from being critically endangered in a constant 2% decline, that we would have seen extinction within 2 generations, to now being in non-threatened status. That's 30,000 kiwi. That's awesome. Which is fantastic, but we still have so much work to do. So much work to do. And if it wasn't for projects like us that have taken on these baby kiwi to grow them to their stoat-proof weight, for them to then be released back into the wild to go into that breeding cycle, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we are really honoured to be a part of that project, to be able to say that we have helped bring the North Island kiwi back from pretty much extinction, and to start moving forward with bringing them back to our backyards, hopefully, and becoming a corridor for the rest of New Zealand. All right, now you might ask me about the bird boxes that are around that we'll start seeing as we walk through the bush. Now, these bird boxes were made by the North Shore Scouts Club for when we did our translocation of our taiki and our popakatia, the taiki and the North Island saddleback and the whitehead. Now, we were told that we were going to have a translocation of a mix of adult and juveniles, so we would need roosting and nesting boxes for them. So the North Island Scouts group made them, came over, installed them for us, and then we did our translocation. They were all adults. So they didn't use them, but over the years, of course, they have had offspring, and of those translocations were 50 of each species. 2019, we had our birdman Kevin Parker come over and do our bird count, and he lost count after 500 of each species. So within a matter of about 2-3 years of that translocation, They have bred like crazy because they've obviously got a beautiful spot to do so. So their offspring have been using the boxes, and hopefully in our plans we're starting to talk about possibly translocating kakariki. The kakariki will definitely need roosting and nesting boxes. In fact, they'll even need to be millet fed for about a year, and that's until they get to their breeding cycle. Once they breed, they'll be here forever. So the boxes haven't gone to waste. They're still very much going to be used now and in the future. But that's what they are as you see them walking through the bush. And they are in our bushes as well, like in the dense enclosed spaces. So those guys went some pretty deep spots when they put them out. Any questions?
How many did they put out?
Nesting, roosting boxes? About 500.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're like everywhere. When you start looking, you'll be like, here's one.
And just one scout club?
North Shore Scout Club. Yep, they're pretty cool kids. All right, let's get walking, guys.